Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. This article that I would like to discuss, I do not know how to take it as good news or bad news. It's bad news because we got in this situation, and it's gonna be whatever is gonna be determined in this article is because we got so bad with the economy, and it's good because maybe this could help us do something or improve the situation. The problem is these guys in charge of the economy, they will not take responsibility of their actions or for the miserable shape the economy seems to decrease in more and more with inflation and all that. And they will have two scapegoats. One is going to be the pandemic, and the other one is going to be Russia. You'll see. And if you know, you're over there to solve problems. If you're not good, boom, out. What, in 4 years? By that time, there's not going to be a country to manage anymore. So this article comes from The Guardian by Dominic Rush from May 4th, 2022. And this is the title. Federal Reserve announces biggest interest rate hike since 2000. So Federal Reserve announces biggest interest rate hike since 2000. I wonder why. The Federal Reserve moved to tap down soaring inflation in the US on Wednesday, announcing the sharpest rise in interest rates in over 20 years. The Fed's benchmark interest rate was raised by 0.5 percentage points to a target rate range of between 0.75% and 1%. That's a lot. The hike is the largest since 2000 and follows a 0.25% point increase in March. So this 25 plus the fifth is 0.25 and now is 0.5, so it's 0.75, the first increase since December 2018. Yeah, more rate rises are expected. You bet, we're such a free fall that somehow we have to do something like this. The Economist Intelligence Unit expects the Fed to raise rates seven times in 2022, reaching 2.9% in early 2023. That's a huge. Starting in June, officials also plan to shrink their uh, $9 trillion asset portfolio, a policy move that will further push up borrowing costs. I didn't understand what that was. I was like, nine, what is that? It's not a billion. What is that? It's tons? A trillion or something. Oh my God. In a statement, the Fed said that although overall economic activity edged down in the first quarter, household spending and business fixed investments remained strong, but it warned that inflation remains elevated, super high, I would say. Uh, the the invasion of Ukraine had implications for the US economy that remain highly uncertain, and COVID-related lockdowns in China are likely to exacerbate supply chain disruptions. Yeah, we got here because of the past 2 months, right? That's basically what they tell us. These are hacks, man. These are just political hacks. Yeah, the Fed's chair is Jerome Powell, just to you know who the big guy is here. Now they tell us about how inflation was. I can tell you how inflation was. I come from a country with inflation that you buy something today and tomorrow is double the price, and you didn't know how in the that happened. And it was unbelievable. After 1989, the so-called fall of communism, the switch of hats. They just changed the hat from a communist. They put the capitalist. That was it. Uh, so it says here the um, thanks in large part to the unprecedented impact of the coronavirus on the global economy, inflation is now running at a 40-year high in the US. In March, the Consumer Price Index (CPI) was 8.5% higher than it was a year ago. I go in and buy stuff, so I know for basic stuff and electricity and all that is higher than 8.5. But I don't know, whatever. For maybe, as I always say, maybe for Bentleys, Lamborghinis, and I don't know, whatever other cars are okay, 8%, but not for that. The increasing costs of essential goods and services are now outstripping average wage gains. You bet it's gonna happen, and it still happens. We need to do everything we can to restore stable prices. We will do it as quickly and effectively as we can. We think we have a good chance to do it without significant increase in unemployment or sharp slowdown. But ultimately, we think about the medium and longer term, and everyone will be better off if we can get this job done. The sooner the better. Yeah, that means they tell you, don't worry, we're gonna be for some time now, and maybe in a few years, we don't know exactly when, things will get better, but how will they get better? Because what's going right now, and with Russia, all these things going to have such a long-term implication, and I don't even, what are they going to do? We'll keep making children, let's put it this way. Population grows, so the demand increases. Where's the supply coming from? Jesus Christ is going to have his second coming and give us all fish instead of teaching us how to fish, or what's going to happen? What's going to happen with all these sanctions? So the coronavirus was not bad enough. Now the self-imposed sanctions, so they impose sanctions on themselves. Apart from imposing on Russia, Russia will find other sources. And remember, they are used to have scarcity. They live through scarcity. I live through it. I'm not afraid of a big inflation here, or a how do you call it, a depression. I'm not afraid. I come from a depressed country with big depression. The depression from 1930s here was nothing compared with what was after the 1989 in Romania. I tell you that. Unemployment and how much you couldn't. It was bad as was unemployment. How high was here in the depression years? Not even 20% or something. And over there it was, oh, you couldn't even do anything. So I'm well prepared. I have very, how do you go, pointed elbows, so I'm going to make room around me and get what I need. I am not afraid. But what about these guys? Do you think these guys here around me that were always used to have things around, go to a store and find everything and a big variety, and they have juice and Coca-Cola and everything they want here, they have it? Do you think these guys are going to say, oh, all of a sudden, no Coca-Cola for you, or no bread for you, or no milk for you? Or, hey, it happens when in the 70s with embargo of the Arab countries, right, of oil. How great that was. Well, bounced back. But I'm talking about food and electricity, not only gas that you can go with the car left and right. And the Chinese and the third world countries, so-called, they do this every day. So the Chinese are going to be like, what? It's like a mild, how do you call it, flu for them. And for us, it's going to be like, oh my God, we're dying here. I hope we don't get there, but all the predictors are getting us straight there with a high speed. With the Fed, yeah, some people will make a ton of money. The speculants, the guy who speculate the situation, they will do that. Always there were war profiteers. They will have some institutions, some businesses that will make a lot of money, and that's, for instance, weapons supply companies. They will manufacturers. They will make ton of money. Financial corporations. They will make ton of money. And who's going to lose? We, you and I. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See ya.